In this episode, we're going to show you how to set sail,
raise the main, unfurl the jib.
sailing.
Virgins. Yeah. Hi, I'm James.
And I'm Jack.
We're Sailing Virgins. We're just off the town of Freixe in St. Lucia, underneath the absolutely beautiful pitons.
It's a pretty light wind day. It's a little gusty out here, but we thought we'd take this opportunity to show you how to raise the mainsail and unfurl the jib.
Raising the main and unfurling the jib sound simple, and they are pretty simple, but there's always little things to look at, whether it be relaxing the main sheet or relaxing the fang, those sorts of things.
Let's have a go.
Yeah.
So before we raise our mainsail, there's a little bit of preparation that we want to do. So you want to be looking through the piano here. This is the piano, and you want to be recognizing all the lines that you're going to be using. You want to know what reefing lines are there. You want to know which one the halyard is, which one the topping lift is. Now what I've just done here, I've just figure eighted this line. Pretty simple. You just go right side of my right hand, it enters, and then right side of the winch. Right side of my right hand, right side of the winch. Now this is one of the reefing lines that we're not using today, so you take it off the winch, you lay it down there, upside down, and see that feeds out of there perfectly. So what I'm going to do, we're putting reef 1 in today, so reef 3 can be open. Always put a couple of turns on winches before you open them. I know there's no tension on them, but it's a good habit to be in. Okay, so our 2 reefing lines that we're not using are open, ready to go. Reef 1 over here, this is the one that we're actually going to be using. So I'm going to set this up. I'm going to set this up ready to tension up as the sail gets up a bit higher. Okay, we've got our main halyard here. This is the one we're going to be pulling up to raise the mainsail, and the topping lift is this one here. Topping lift, after everything's done, once you've got the main set up, you want to ease the topping lift. You don't want any tension on that topping lift after the mainsail's up, otherwise you'll be scandalizing it. You'll be ruining the shape. And another one to check, vang. You don't want the vang on while we're raising the main either. Cool, righto, let's get into it.
Now, firstly I'm just going to kill the speed and pull in the dinghy. On longer passages, we put our dinghy on a huge painter because otherwise it'll bash against the boat. So we have an entire 15 meter line plus a long painter. And so if we had this out when we're raising the main, it could get caught in things. I'm bringing the boat around into the wind, and I'm going to relax the main sheet. You don't want the main to be stopping the halyard, the actual sail from being raised. So I'm going to relax it quite a bit, and then still lock it, and then find the wind. There's not a lot of wind. It's pretty gusty in the lee side of Freixe, but the wind's pretty much here, and then I'll put it on auto. I'm going to open the cleat so that Jack can take it off the cleat forward. It's how we lock it to the cleat. So once he's got that off, we're ready to raise. I'll put it around twice for now, and now we're going to sweat it.
So I'd start pulling down when it's really easy, watching that it's not getting caught up in the lazy jacks.
And then when it gets hard, he's actually going to pull out.
Get a lot more pressure I can put through that line there. Now we had it in reef 2 yesterday. I'm going to take pennant off of reef 2 there. We're going to hook it onto reef 1.
going to make sure these reef lines are running free, and we're going to raise it. Now it's going to be a bit of an effort. He's going to overhaul the reefs.
Now I can see a little bit of tension's caught up because we had reef 2 in. Reef 2 is actually a bit tight here. So if I just pull it through like this in reef 3, it's called overhauling the lines, because there's friction here, friction all the way back to there. The most I can do to help is to pull it through here so it has more chance of running through the boom and out to the clue of the sail back there. Righto.
And now bring that in.
Right, so keep going. So as I pull out like this, James is sort of catching the tension back there.
At a certain point, he's going to tell me to start cranking.
Okay, we're clipped on for reef 1. Yep.
Okay, so now I'm going to give it heaps of turns around the drum, because every turn around the drum gives me more friction. And I grab, make sure these people that sort of winch when it's like that is bad. These are always tricky. Make sure it's clipped right in. And then 2 hands. And we don't want to see this sort of thing. It ruins winches, okay? You either go one way or the other. You go low speed or high speed.
Yep. My job up here is to tell James when to stop when the halyard tension's right. I don't know if you can see from there, but there's vertical creases that have just started to build in the sail here, and that shows that we have the correct halyard tension. Now my job up here is done. I'm going to wait until the main sheet is tensioned back there, so it's safe for me to come back.
So now we're going to take these off both the winches. You've got to be always careful with winches. There's so much force there. Show your pinky to the winch. Pinkies are cheaper than thumbs, okay? And so now it's going to just pop off. There we go. And now, just like Jack showed earlier, we're going to tidy up the halyard with aiding it, and then we're going to put it up behind the piano. Okay, so we've got the sails up and we've just turned course, and as part of the trimming we can take the topping lift off. So again, just it's a nice habit to get into putting it around the winch, unhook it, and then just make sure it's not under any load, and then we're all good. Now we can tidy up all these lines and we're good to sail. Now we should be ready to get it off auto, turn the boat around, and start sailing.
Yeah. Okay, so now comes time, once we've set up the main, we can unfurl the jib. Main sail, of course, you have to be pointing straight into the wind. The jib doesn't matter, so we always do it after. Now there's 3 lines with a furling jib. We have our furler line, that's the line that actually twists up the jib at the front, furls it up. And we have a jib sheet and a jib sheet. 3 lines, you can always cut them down to 2. Our windward jib sheet is our lazy jib sheet. You can take it off the winch, leave it nice and tidy for when we tack, but right now, that's doing nothing. We've got 2 lines to deal with now. We have a furling line, which we're going to ease out as we pull in on our working jib sheet. So, James?
I'm going to put it on autopilot so that that's looked after, and then I'm going to get on the furling line. And I'm going to open up, put 1 turn. If it's a really breezy day, I'll put 2 on, and then I'm going to open the jammer. And should be furled pretty much well, but it's really nice to actually, if you've got a bit of time, to just do a messy furl like that, messy flake I should say, and that just gets it, you know now that it's going to unfurl well. Alright, let's go.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
We're on a broad reach, it's light wind. So I've pretty much pulled the whole thing in by hand there. Locking it off, just like that. Put a safety turn on once we're done with it. But I might just give it a little bit of a crank. think we're pretty set there. When we're done trimming our sails, our jib sheet and our main sheets are the classic ones, we want to put a safety turn on. A safety turn, so it's already locked off in the self-tailer up here, but a safety turn is just one more wrap around like that loosely, so that if somebody walks past and knocks that, it's not going to pop out of the self-tailer. If somebody walks past and it doesn't have a safety, you know, you can knock it out of the lock there. Safety turns, always.
One thing you really want to be absolutely careful of is rule number 1, always look good, never have flappy sails. You want to look at the top of your jib, make sure you're not one of these boats with the top of the jibs flapping like that. We never want to see that, all right? So there you have it. There's like one of the fundamentals of sailing is raising the sails. We just took you through the steps. Yeah, we hope you got a lot out of it.
It's good fun when you're sweating the halyard and you get it up real quick, but yeah, just don't force anything. That's the main takeaway. You don't want to be just cranking the sail up and then you rip the top off of it.
Yeah, so have a go, you'll be fine. And next week, in fact in 2 weeks time, we've got our next episode. That's on Anchor Stern 2. We're going to come in between 2 super yachts.
Marigot Bay, St. Lucia.
Absolutely beautiful, yeah, yeah.
And if you like this episode, if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to hit subscribe and like and yeah, do the little thumbs up. It all helps.
Yeah, it all helps. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
See you guys. Sailing
Virgins.
Yeah.